YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, live here on Twitch. It's fucking 10 p.m. We've been on stream for, don't even know because it crashed about 7 times. I'm here in Brazil. Yous already probably know that if I uploaded my last video, which was the Darko reaction, I think. I don't know. Everything's a mess at the moment. I'm on holidays. Give me a break. We're here live on Twitch. Twitch chat's up here. Say hello, Twitch chat if you're arsed. I'm going to check out the new Imminence. Now, I've got to own up. Eddie from Imminence. Shout out to Eddie. Who the fuck is Eddie? McGregor reference there. Shut up, Drew. Stop interrupting yourself. How am I always interrupting myself? I don't know. Eddie, the lead vocalist of Imminence, did reach out and send me this early, but I didn't even check it out because, like I said, I'm on holidays. I did tell him I'd get it out, but I'm going to get it out anyway because Imminence is a fantastic band. I've been a little bit on the fence with the last couple singles. Let me just pull it up here because I kind of am shit at remembering the names of singles when they get dropped. So this one is called Continuum. And so far, we've had a lot of singles, man. They want to just fuck it. Have they released an actual album name yet? It's Heaven Shall Burn, isn't it? I think. But we've had Come Hell or High Water, which was phenomenal. I love that single so much. Probably my favorite single to date. Then we had Desolation, which is a fantastic song as well. Not as much love for that track as Come Hell or High Water, but the chorus on it is phenomenal. Loved it so much. Then we had Heaven Shall Burn, which is a fucking great song as well. Like, I mean, as far as I was concerned, 3 for 3 with the singles up until that point. Then Death by a Thousand Cuts, again, another great chorus, but it does feel like it got a little bit bland for me at that point. I thought it sounded very like a lot of Architect stuff, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Great chorus. You know, fun enough riffs, but it was a fairly like simple enough song structure in terms of what they have done and for my own personal taste. So other than that, I'm shutting the fuck up now. It's Continuum by Imminence. Apologies to Eddie for not getting to it, you know, on the release date, but we're here now. Eddie, shout out to you, my friends. Shout out to Imminence. Seem like fucking great guys. Let's go. Did you say Come Hell or High Water? Was that a little Easter egg in the track? I think you did. Thal. Viljarta. Are they doing it? Bring back the violin. That's all I want. I missed it in some of the last tracks. Give the violin some room. I can hear it, but just pump it in. Come on, please. Is that the lowest Eddie's gone? Midnight falls upon me. Darkness goes to my feet. Gazing into nothing. Death is a consent. Eddie sounds fucking phenomenal in this, man. Who the fuck is Eddie? Okay, definitely a different feel to it overall with the more airy side of the production and the overall structure of the track. But if chat wants to get involved with the ratings for this one, what do you think of that? I don't know how many people have already heard this song, but this is the new Imminence track. And it is called Continuum, which is the fucking, what, fifth single from their upcoming album, which I still don't know if they've released an actual date for it yet. I don't think they have. I don't see anything that suggests that they have. But producer Eddie Berg is given production credits on this. Composer Eddie Burge. I don't know if it's Eddie Berg or Eddie Burge. But he's also a lyricist as well. So he's doing the lyrics, composition, the production, the fucking singing, the screaming, the violining, and then obviously there's other production credits here as well. I'm not going to go through everything, but just obviously mentioning Eddie. He's a fucking insanely talented vocalist and just a talent across the board in the modern metal space. I'm going to go with my rating first, and I think I'm going to give it a 7.9. And I'll try and quickly go through the thought process as I'm listening to it. For me, what I fell in love with Imminence for was obviously the violin. I think that's what gets a lot of people, because it was the first band that I had heard in the modern progressive metalcore space, or just even like metalcore space. Again, we had a discussion on this earlier where we kind of talked about, you know, who gives a fuck about what bands genre or what genre bands fall into it. Like at the end of the day, if the music is fucking good, I'll listen to it, and that's all that really matters. But for me with Imminence, it's just been like this constant tug of war with my brain of like, I fucking love this band, and I think they have so much goddamn potential, because again, just that like combination of the real orchestral classical feel that they bring to the table when they do it right, plus what we, you know, I'd imagine if you're watching this, all love is like also modern metal. And when I heard Temptation, which was the first track I heard, I titled it a modern metal masterpiece, and I still stand by that to this day. I know sometimes when you first hear things you can go a bit like crazy about it, but that song to me has not lost a speck of brilliance the amount of times I listened to it. It was one of my most played songs last year or the year before. I don't even know when I heard it at this point, but unbelievably fucking good song. I loved the video for it, and I feel like I've been this like tug of war where I've like wanted them to live up to how fucking much I love that song. And as soon as I heard that song, I was like, right, I need to listen to more Imminence. Their other singles that they've released in this album I thought have been really, really solid, like a really solid average score across the board for me, but they're just not reaching that like level of Temptation for me. And not everything has to be Temptation, but like even Come Hell or High Water, I thought that was really, really good. I thought they brought in like a kind of really hyper modern Bad Omens-esque production with the like really distorted, like I think it was some kind of like, you know, electronic drums or 808s or something like that, where the start of it sounded almost like kind of abrasive, but I really enjoyed it. The boom, 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 boom. That was really fun. And the track in and of itself was so catchy. But I think as I was listening to that, my thoughts was going. I was like, what is it that's like not clicking with this for me as much? I feel like with this track, the violin is such an integral part of what made me fall in love with Imminence in the first place. And when it's not getting like its own room to breathe, I just don't feel that I that's when I find that I don't love the tracks as much. Now, as much as I, you know, raved about how good Eddie is in this, I think I stand by that. I think he sounded fantastic. I haven't heard him go as low from like a scream standpoint as I've, you know, that was the lowest I think I've heard him go on the couple albums, or even the one album I've heard from them, and then all the newest singles. But I feel like when they give the violin like that really epic moment to breathe, otherwise, like, I mean, there's certain tracks that they don't really do that as well. Like I feel like Come Hell or High Water, they did, you know, they had that isolated section and it blew my mind. But there's certain moments I feel like the violin was just creeping in the background, and granted it gave it like a hauntingly beautiful atmosphere, but it just feels like I always feel like kind of a little blue-balled when they don't like give it the full like moments and the full platform to just really, you know, define. I know it's not all about the violin with Imminence, and I know they're a talented band across the board, and I'm not trying to make this all about a violin and Eddie, you know, but to me that's just what made me love Imminence. And I feel like when they don't go into the depths of that like violin and really like execute it like with a moment that stands out, it just I kind of just feel disappointed, because I know how much potential this band has. And at this point I just want to hear the album. I feel like I'm kind of like, the more I hear the single, I'm like, right, you know, I kind of not regret, but I just want the fucking album at this point. So yeah, rating is a 7.9 out of 10. I don't feel like it's too different from anything I've heard from them before. There was kind of like a cool ambience in it that reminded me of Viljarta and that fall sound, which of course is becoming so popular in the modern metal space. But you know, I think Imminence with the right tweaks, like we're percentages off these guys being like my top 5 favorite bands in the modern metal space, but I just feel like it's not quite there yet. And again, a lot of people love this music, and to be fair, all the songs have had either like a really fun breakdown or just like a fun production moment throughout that keeps me going back to it, or they've had like a really fun like huge chorus. Like for Death by a Thousand Cuts, I thought was like the most basic track we've heard so far, but the chorus on it was really good and like quite catchy, so it's kind of like a win. So a whole album of that, you know, I'm not mad at it, but I just feel like to get to the next level with Imminence, they just need to kind of like, just for me, I just feel like there's an element that's missing, whether it just be the violins coming in at the right moment, or just certain things being set up in a particular way that just makes a song sound a little bit less like a lot of other metalcore bands that we've heard before, like I mentioned, Architects. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. I've kind of like, you know, chatted a lot of shit for, you know, what it is. I thought the track was still solid. 7.9 out of 10 for me. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a like, sound. Goodbye. Cheers.